What's up, guys? It's season number 5 in our Orlando Magic franchise here on NBA 2K24 MyERAs. I'm not gonna lie, the last season was very disappointing. Very disappointing. This franchise has absolutely punished me like Bob Backlund and a cross-faced chicken wing. But we aren't going to tap. Before we get into that season though, like, subscribe, push all the buttons, you know what to do. Here we go, Season 5, Orlando Magic, MyERAs. Let's go get it. Come on. So just a refresher, we've got Penny Hardaway. He's an 88 at 24. Steve Kerr, our veteran, he's a 76. Good insurance policy at age 30. Nice little backup there. Kendall Gill, 85. We signed him as a free agent at the end of the last video. Doug Christie at 25. He was around a 76, 77, 78 at the end of last season. He's a 77 right now. And we, I believe, just drafted Cardinal. We got Grant Hill. He's an 82. We drafted him before the last season. Already an 82, 1 year in. Love to see it. C-Web, Oak, and Keith Hunt. Again, a 91 C-Web. Got injured heading into the postseason last year. That hurt. That hurt me deep down right here in the heart. Big meaty man. Also, Shaquille O'Neal at 92 at age 23. I love that we have this. We're going to simulate the regular season. We will stop at the trade deadline and see what is available to us. What a start, though. 13-1, 14, 15, 16. This has absolutely got to be the season. We are at the trade deadline on the same day as our game with the 76ers. We are going to take a look and see if there is a small forward that makes sense that's just sitting on somebody's bench. Did we just find the right deal? Robin Cardinal and a second for a Clarence Weatherspoon at age 25. It's basically the same player. We're just adding a second to speed up the process and get that small forward that we've been looking for. I think I'm going to take this deal. So Clarence Weatherspoon for Robin Cardinal and a second. Clarence Weatherspoon. Welcome to the Magic. I wonder if I could move Linwood Jameson for another shooting guard. Calvin Rowe at 68. And really, this is just to see if we can actually just fill out the roster and just make sure we've got insurance policies. We save a little bit of cap on this deal. It is an expiring contract. We get a little bit older, but Calvin Rowe is going to be an Orlando Magic. I like it. The depth is there. Not really dealing with any injuries yet, knock on wood. This looks like an absolute championship season here. Is this a 70-win season? We're at 65, 66. A 70-win season with this squad. Make it 75-7 on the season. Shaquille O'Neal, your MVP. Kevin Garnett as your Rookie of the Year. Jalen Rose, we almost brought him in. He's your 6th man. Hakeem Olajuwon, Defensive Player of the Year. Eugene Lynham, your Most Improved. Evan Martin, Jeff Paxton, that's us. You'll love to see it as your Coach and Executive of the Year. Drexler, Jordan Garnett, Calbert Chaney, and Shaquille O'Neal, your first team All-Stars. Anderson, Allen Houston, C. Webb, Vin Baker, and Hakeem Olajuwon, your second team. Your third team, Penny Hardaway. An injured Penny Hardaway. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf for the Denver Nuggets. Joe Smith, Larry Johnson, and Alonzo Mourning, your third team. Penny Hardaway, 1 to 2 weeks, hyperextended left knee up in the top right-hand corner there. I tempted it. I kept talking about how we were not injured heading into the playoffs. Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexler, Kevin Garnett, Vin Baker, and Hakeem Olajuwon, your first all-defensive team. Harper Kidd, Pippen, McDyess, and Shaquille O'Neal are your second team. Your rookies, we didn't have any. Kevin Garnett, Joe Smith, Antonio McDyess, Damon Stoudemire, and Charles Matthews, your first rookie team. And your second team, there's Jerry Stackhouse, the guy we wanted to bring in at the draft in the last video. Theo Ratliff in there as well. Andrew Ewing, probably son of Patrick. Blake Towns and Harry Flores, your second all rookie team. In the first round, we have that number 1 seed. We do take on Atlanta again. In the first round, we got New York versus Miami, Charlotte versus Indianapolis, Chicago versus Philly. In the West, you got Portland at the number 1 seed against Golden State, Seattle and Houston, Minnesota and Phoenix, and Utah versus Denver. Let's get to game number 1. It is back and forth. Atlanta with the lead. We take it back with 6 minutes to go. Back and forth. 7-point lead for us. They knock it down to 2. It is a 2-point game with 1:42 left. Let's jump in here. Oh, those are Atlanta Hawks jerseys with the gradient. Oakley inbounds to Kerr. Into C-Web. C-Web pushes off. Fakes. Shoots. Doesn't get it to go, gets its rebound, and lays it in, and gets the foul. C-Web to the line with Orlando up 103-99, a minute and a half left. And C-Web will shoot 1. I got a pack of gum in my pocket. C-Web knocks it down. There's Bobby Sura. Robert Horry misses the 3, uncharacteristic for Robert Horry, who used to be absolutely locked in from beyond the arc. There's Weber on, I believe it's Kevin Willis, over to Steve Kerr. To Gill. Christie. Into Shaquille O'Neal. Goes for the lay-in, gets it to drop. It is now a 7-point lead with under a minute to go in game number 1. There's Robert Horry again. Drains it. He makes it a 4-point game. 44 seconds left. Leaving Shaquille O'Neal wide open is not advisable. 108-102. There's Robert Horry again. Third shot from the same spot. Hits 2 for 3 since we've jumped in. Gill gets fouled with 21 seconds left. It is a 3-point game. Orlando up. Gill hits the first. 110-105. And Atlanta will take a timeout with 21.8 seconds left. Sura looks like the long 2 does not go. Doug Christie over to Kerr. Kerr's going to shoot 2 as he's fouled. Gets the first to drop. And the second to go. It is 112-105. Bobby Sura now with the ball. Takes it up the court. They find Polynice over to Sura. Pump fakes a couple times. Shoots. Does not get it to go. Polynice with the putback. 2.3 left on the clock. They are not going to press it. And your Orlando Magic will win game number 1 on home court. 112-107. Weber with 28 and 12. Gill with 27. What a pickup in the offseason Kendall Gill was. Shaquille O'Neal with 20 and 8. Grant Hill with 10 and 1 rebound. Robert Horry with 18. Willis with 17. Juwan Howard with 16. Bobby Sura with 15. Nobody hitting 20 and no double-doubles. We now move on to game number 2. Orlando needs to go on a little bit of a heater here, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Oh, a 9-point lead with 5 to go. Did I speak to 10-point lead with 4 to go? 7, 9, 7, 9, 9. And the Atlanta Hawks respond with a 109-99 victory on the road. Weber with 26 and 12. Gill with 22 and 2. That's Hill. This is Gill with 16 and 3. Shaquille O'Neal with 11 and 11. Doug Christie with 9 and 6. Witherspoon with 8 and 2. Game 3 goes in Atlanta. Atlanta trying to make a game of it. 114-101 with 52 seconds left. We will continue the simulation. 114-103 for Orlando, 27 for Weber, 14 rebounds there. Gill with 20, Shaquille O'Neal with 18 and 18. Grant Hill with 12 and 6, 11 and 4 for Christie. Oakley with 10 and 6. Ogman with 23. Dominique, that's not Dominique Wilkins. Is it Dominique Wilkins still? Let's go. 17 and 3. Kevin Willis 16 and 7, 13 and 1 for Sura. We will simulate in this one. 5 to go, 111-91, a 20-point lead. It is all but academic. 121-103. Orlando will move on into the second round, defeating the Atlanta Hawks in 4 games. Shaquille O'Neal with 27 and 10. He did not pass the ball. No assists. 21 and 6 with 5 assists for C-Web. Kerr with 19 and 2 got the hot hand in this one. Gill with 16 and 3. And Grant Hill with 9, 7, and 9. It looks like Steve Kerr actually fouled out too. He was aggressive in this game. On the other side, Del Curry with 23, Robert Ory with 22, a double-double for Kevin Willis, 14 and 13. Dominique, we wanted to bring you in 12 and 2 in the losing cause, and Stacey Augmon with 9 points, 3 rebounds. Your Orlando Magic will move on. The Atlanta Hawks getting eliminated. We still wait to see who we will face, and it will be the number 5 seed Miami Heat knocking off the number 4 seed New York Knicks. Charlotte will take on Chicago. We might see Charlotte again in the Eastern Conference Finals. Gross. Chicago beating Philadelphia, Charlotte beating Indiana. I think I called them Indianapolis earlier in the video. Seattle getting through Houston. Golden State knocking off Portland in 3. Pourquoi? Utah defeating Denver, and Minnesota getting through Phoenix, all in 3-game sweeps. Move on to game 1 in the second round against the Miami Heat. Penny Hardaway is day-to-day. We will get him back in this series. Game number 1. 1 minute to go. This one is done as well. 125-113. Orlando over Miami. 25 points and 10 rebounds for the Penny played. Penny played. He got 23 points, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists. 25 and 10 for Shaquille O'Neal, the big Aristotle. 20 and 7 for C-Web, 18 for Grant Hill, 17 for Kendall Gill. Mashburn with 25, Glenn Rice with 22, 19 for Bimbo Coles. This is Tony Smith with 10, a double-double for Bimbo. Game number 2. And this one is academic as well. I don't know why I keep using that term, but it's 106-95. The Magic over the Heat. Shaquille O'Neal with 26 and 19. 20 for C-Web, 18 for Hardaway, 14 for Kerr. In the backup role, we head to Miami. Game number 3, and we are running away with another victory here. 134-108. Shaquille O'Neal with 31 and 13, 27 points for Kendall Gill. Grant Hill with 22, Penny Hardaway with 19, 8 assists. C-Web 12, 12, and 8, almost the triple-double. Doug Christie playing through a little bit of an injury. 8 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. This team. This is it. This is the team. This is the squad that's going to do it. Glenn Rice with 22, Bimbo with 19, Jamal Mashburn with 18. We're up 3-1. Charlotte showed signs of life. It's 2-1 in their series, 3-0 for Utah, and Golden State takes the 2-1 lead over Seattle. Game number 4. Do we break out the brooms? It is 114-93 with about 4 to go. Again, this team is rolling. 130-103, Miami Heat will be eliminated in 4 by your Orlando Magic. Kendall Gill, your leading scorer with 28 points, 22 for Shaquille O'Neal, Penny with 21, 19 for Grant Hill, Weber with 16, but 11 rebounds. Detlef Schrempf was on this squad. I love Detlef Schrempf. Points, 20 for Detlef, 16, 15 for Tatum and Mashburn, Reeves with 14, Bimbo Coles with the double-double in the loss, 12 points, 10 assists. Now we wait, because the series is tied at 2, Chicago and Charlotte. Utah moves on with a sweep over Minnesota, so the number 2 seed will move on and take on either Seattle or Golden State, which are tied at 2 as well. And we will take on the Bulls in the Eastern Conference Finals. We don't have to take on Charlotte. is that an easier path for us? Will be very interesting to see, as I believe this is still the Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls. Utah gets through Minnesota, as we talked about, in 4. Seattle beating the Golden State Warriors in 7 as well. It almost looked like number 8 seed Golden State was going to move on. But Seattle saying, we head to game 1. It is a close one with 4 to go. The Bulls take a lead, 112-107. We will jump in and watch the last 1 minute and 24 seconds of this one. Finds Shaquille O'Neal in the paint. He throws it down with authority and makes it a 3-point game. Jordan on Penny stops and drops one at the foul line. 39 seconds left. Penny Hardaway to run it up. Finds Weber outside of the key. Tries to get some room. Looks like the ball was tipped by Horace Grant. Weber does get it to go. It is 6 points. I thought it was a 6-point game. It's a 4-point game now that I do the math. It looks like Michael Jordan getting fouled. He will shoot 2. Michael Jordan rarely misses. And now it's a 6-point game again. Grant Hill to inbound. Handle Gill with it. Guarded by Jordan. Kind of looked like he stepped out of bounds there. Gill doesn't get it to go. Shaquille O'Neal throws it down, tries to break that backboard. It is a 4-point game with 14.9 to go. We will foul Michael Jordan again. And that's 40 points for Jordan on the night. Make it 41 and a 6-point lead with 13 and a half. Grant Hill goes for 3, almost gets it to roll. They foul Horace Grant. This won't matter. (120-113). One more shot to go for the goggled one. He gets it to go. And Orlando will drop game number 1. Gill with the long distance. Again, does not get it to go. 121-113. Chicago with the game 1 stunner. Weber with 30 in the loss, 11 assists, 16 points for Gill. Shaquille O'Neal with 15 and 14. Penny Hardaway with 14, 5 and 8. Gill with 12, 1 and 5. Jordan leading the way with 41, 1 rebound, 11 assists, 15 for BJ Armstrong, 14 for Worthy. Anderson with 14, the other Jordan with 13 and 12, and Horace Grant with 12 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. You can never count out a team that boasts Michael Jordan. We will go to game number 2. Another back and forth game, 102-102 with a minute to go. We will jump in again in this one. And we do get the ball first here. Shaquille O'Neal's not on the floor. Oh, there he is. Chris Webber, though, with the alley-oop layup. A 2-point lead for the Magic. Jordan with the open floater. Doesn't get it to go. C-Web with the rebound. Almost looked like 3 double dribbles there. But Shaquille O'Neal puts it home for a 4-point lead with 43 seconds left. Jordan did not want to run into that big wall that is Shaquille O'Neal. Charles Oakley with the rebound. He gets fouled. Orlando will have the ball in their backcourt. Shaquille O'Neal now. Over to Chris Webber. He gets fouled by Horace Grant. If he hits both of these, it's back-to-back 30-point games for C-Web. There's 29. Make it 30 for Chris Webber, and Orlando holds a 6-point lead with 27.9 seconds to go, and Michael Jordan will take Chicago's timeout here. Jordan with the textbook run and jumper. Jordan will foul Gill. 22 seconds left. Orlando up by 4 here in game number 2. Gill misses the first shot, but does get the second to go. And Orlando holds a 5-point lead. 20 seconds to go. Jordan with it, tries to get into the lane. The floater doesn't get it to go. Shaquille O'Neal with it over to Penny Hardaway. He is fouled. He gets the first one to drop. Misses the second. Shaquille O'Neal with the rebound. He gets fouled. He gets the first one to go. 7-point lead, 11 seconds left. One more shot to go for Big Diesel. He misses the second one. McLeod out to Armstrong. 7 seconds to go. There's Jordan. Misses. Shaquille O'Neal with the rebound. Hands it over to Hardaway. And this one is over. The Eastern Conference Finals are tied at 1 after an Orlando Magic 111-104 win over the Chicago Bulls. I just realized that I covered up the score again for you guys. C-Webb, 30 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Shaquille O'Neal with 20 and 15. Gill with 19 points, 14 for Penny Hardaway, and Grant Hill with 11. Jordan with 38 after a 41-point performance in game number 1. McLeod with 19 and 10 for the double-double. BJ Armstrong, 16, 11 and 2 for James Worthy and Nick Anderson. 8 and 1. Horace Grant dishing out, or actually collecting, 10 rebounds in the loss in this one as well. So the Eastern Conference Finals in the East is tied at 1. Utah holding a 1-game lead over Seattle. We head to game number 3. A 10-point lead with 5 to go. And it is 112-101. Orlando will take a 2-1 lead over the Bulls. There's Gill with 26 to lead Orlando in scoring. O'Neal with 25 and 10. Kerr with 14. Hardaway with 13. Kerr got 16 minutes and 14 points. Hot hand, I tell you. C-Webb with 12 and 9. And Grant Hill with 10 and 3. Nick Anderson sporting an injury, 26 points for Jordan. Anderson, 27 minutes, 17 points. 17 points for Worthy as well. We go to game number 4 between the Bulls and the Magic in Chicago. It is roughly a 15-point lead, 16-point lead with 2 to go. We'll run away with this one as well. 127-101. 35 for Gill. What a pickup in the offseason from our rivals, the Charlotte Hornets. Shaquille O'Neal with 27 and 16. C-Webb with the triple-double. 22 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. Hardaway with 15. Grant Hill with 12. Armstrong with 20. Jordan with 20 as well. Uncharacteristic of Jordan not to lead his team in scoring. The other Jordan with 16, 14 for McLeod, and Nick Anderson with 12. No double-doubles for the Bulls. We take a 3-1 lead into game number 5. And it looks like whoever wins this series will go on to take on Utah, who have swept the Seattle Supersonics in 4 over in the West. We are going to our first finals in year number 5. 117-94. Karl Malone is out 1 to 2 weeks. That is huge. That is absolutely huge for the squad. We head to game number 1 of our first finals. And game number 1 wasn't even close. Actually, it was close in the first. 125-97. Orlando holds a 1-0 lead against the Utah Jazz. Hardaway with 24, 23 and 11 for Weber. 20 and 12 for Shaquille O'Neal. 17 for Gill. Christie with 15, Grant Hill with 14, Elson with 20, Stockton 17 points, 12 for Anderson, Edwards with 10. Game number 2. They don't even reach 60 before the fourth quarter. 127-72 in game number 2 here in the finals. Penny Hardaway with 29, 24 for Weber, Shaquille O'Neal 21, 13, Hill 17, Gill 16. The scoring, the thing I love about our scoring is it could be Kendall Gill one night, Penny Hardaway the next night, Shaquille O'Neal. We are all over the place. Cedric Ceballos with 14. Karl Malone back in this one with that back injury, 13 points in the loss. Elson with 10, Anderson with 8, John Stockton with 6, 9 assists. 2-0 after 2. Game 3, 103-80. Your Orlando Magic are 1 win away from the championship we should have won last video. Penny Hardaway 21. There's Shaquille O'Neal with 19 and 12. 16 for Gill. Hill with 16. Weber with 14. Karl Malone with 15 points in 19 minutes. Stockton with 12. 12 and 12 for Elson. Ceballos and Edwards with 10 apiece. 1 win away from our championship season. The Jazz aren't going lightly. They still hold a 3-point lead. That's a 1-point lead. We could take over the lead here, and we do in the third. It is back and forth. It is close. Orlando was running away with it. Now it is a 1-point lead with 2:24. It is so back and forth. We are going to jump in with the Orlando Magic with a 110-107 lead with 1:18 left. Doug Christie to Oakley. To Shaquille O'Neal. Less than a minute to go. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Shaquille O'Neal drops it. A 5-point lead with 55 seconds to go here in game number 4. Malone working on Oakley. Doesn't get it to go. Oakley picks up the rebound, and Malone will foul him with 42 seconds left. You know, there was a time where I thought out of those two that Charles Oakley was the bigger douchebag. Now I love Charles Oakley. Oak gets the first to